Lantun-lantun suara.
Look even better than others at the workplace if he has good skills in human relations. To allow us to be awakened to the importance of good human relations skills, we need to master the principles of the nature of relationships in the lives daily. An understanding of others can help us become happier and more productive in all areas of our lives. Subordinates are the most important asset in an organization. Most organizations invest a lot of money in searching for suitable individuals that fit with the job vacancies and the organizational culture. The subordinates are normally given compensation and benefits for their service, and also for putting in extra effort to pursue organizational goals and individual goals. A study that was conducted by researchers at the University of West Virginia on the issue of subordinate supervisor communication dynamic in 2010 uncovered interesting and helpful results. The study showed that supervisors who communicated regularly, thoughtfully, and positively with their employees received greater reciprocity at work than those who did not. Although building relationships with subordinates may seem hazardous, developing the right rapport could benefit the organizations in many areas. Employees occasionally need inspiration, but what should be fundamental in a business are mutual trust, work stability, and real compassion. The following describes the importance of having good relationships with subordinates. 1. Assists the manager's success. Firms want employees who are highly motivated and feel they are important in the success of the company. The employees that are able to see a strong link between the firm's success and their own career development are willing to complete the tasks in their own time. The committed employees will benefit the firms when they also reported less absenteeism, engaged with more customers, had greater satisfaction, committed fewer errors, less turnover, and naturally contributed to higher profits. 2. Enhances the organization's reputation. Satisfied, happy and productive employees are the best form of advertisement and a strong market influence for a firm. The perception of customers, trade partners, and competitors were greatly shaped by the attitudes of the firm's employees. Instilling the sense of involvement in common goals will increase productivity of the workers, reduce turnover, and create an environment that is easier for attracting and retaining talents. 3. Increases subordinates' commitment. Subordinates who have positive relationships with their boss are likely to be more committed to the organization than those who do not. They will increase their level of commitment and are willing to put in extra effort in pursuing their objectives or organizational goals. By generating new or reinforcing established sets of beliefs, shared values, practices, and norms within organizations, a good manager can change and sustain the culture of the organization for an appealing future.
Kan dengan subordinate kan, orang bawa maksud anda bekerja semua, benda ni penting lah. Kan benda ni penting sebab jangan kita kata kita orang atas kita pandang lekeh pada orang bawah. Mereka juga adalah, mereka tu sebenarnya yang uphold the company punya performance sebenarnya. Kan, enrich knowledge and skill and experience. Ni dengan peers lah, tapi dengan orang bawah tadi.
Subordinates are the
Kan.
the
Assist the manager success. Kita bergantung pada orang bawah untuk kita ni sukses kan. Kan. Ikut orang kata sokong bawa rebah. Kan. Bantu orang yang sokong kita, itulah yang buat kita sukses kan. Enhance the organization reputation. Orang bawah dia banyak kadang skill dia menyebabkan banyak outcome organisasi tu boleh nampak. Kan. Kadang orang atas ni dia perlukan knowledge untuk manage lah. Tapi the real work biasanya orang bawah yang buat lah. Orang yang terlibat dengan operasi, kita panggil operational personnel, staff kan. In case ada subordinate, komitmen, kalau relationship kita baik dengan mereka, kan, mereka pun happy, kan. Happiness will create good aura lah, kan. Will resonate good aura in their job performance. Ni relationship lah, ni kita dah masuk interpersonal lah, maknanya hubungan kita dengan manusia lain. Yang mula tu attitude semua tu intrapersonal. Kan ni? Chapter-chapter yang sebelum ni. Ni dah chapter 5 dan chapter 5 dan chapter 6 ni dah kira masuk interpersonal lah. Relationship kita dengan manusia lain lah maksudnya kan.
It is very important to have good human relations with peers. This is to ensure that the employee is recognized and able to get along with other coworkers. The following highlights the significance of having good human relations with peers. 1. Enriches knowledge, skills, and experience. Good human relations enable employees to tap into the knowledge, skills, and experience of their peers that can help contribute towards enhancing work performance. This not only helps to boost work productivity, but also increases the employee's chances for promotion. 2. Fosters teamwork and spirit of cooperation. Good human relations also help to foster teamwork and the spirit of cooperation among peers. Establishing harmonious teamwork is not an easy task because the way people perceive things differs from one person to the next. Therefore, it is very important to spread a positive vibe among coworkers because it will influence their behavior. 2. Everything we do matters to others. The way we perform, speak, feel, and look will also influence our work group. Cooperation is the ability to work well with others towards achieving common goals. 3. Enhances professional reputation. Getting along well with peers will enhance one's professional reputation with employers. The employer will realize that the employee is not only focusing on his or her work, but also trying to fit into the organization. People who manage to work well with coworkers will often be promoted because they are able to maintain a positive working environment within the organization. 1. Share ideas, skills, experiences, and pertinent information with your peers. Do not keep any important information that might be useful to others just because you want to be seen performing your job excellently by your employers. Stepping on others is a negative way of climbing the ladder of success. 2. Assist your peers in growth and development. Assist your peers in growth and development by motivating and helping them to solve hard tasks and at the same time increase their productivity. 3. Never take advantage of your peers' weaknesses. Help to improve your coworkers' weaknesses so that they know you are the person they can count on. Coworkers are counting on you just like you are counting on them. 4. Lend a sympathetic and empathetic ear to your peers' problems. Empathy is the ability to participate in another person's feelings or ideas and another person's emotion, whereas sympathy involves identifying with, and even taking on, another person's emotions. Try to be understanding when they display certain emotions or feelings because there must be a reason why they behave that way. 5. Be loyal to your peers and maintain confidentiality. Would you remain friends with a person who frequently tells others about your faults and secrets? You would probably not. You want and respect your friends to be loyal. The same expectations hold true for co-workers. Loyalty and maintaining confidentiality are an important aspect of success in work. 6. Defend your peers in their absence and speak positively of them or not at all. As a good friend, you should always tell positive and true stories about others even in their absence. If not, it is better not to talk at all. Talking positively will help you to boost up your relationship with your peers and reduce the feelings of envy and jealousy. In our highly competitive world, these feelings often occur. 7. Share with other people any compliments paid to your peers by third parties. Another key to working with coworkers is to do whatever you can to bolster the spirit of cooperation with others. Positive remarks, simple gestures, or demonstration of an interest in others can do a lot to enhance how others feel. Think about how you feel when someone pays you an honest compliment. Wouldn't you like to share that feeling with others? Therefore, it is important for you to be cooperative, polite, patient, enthusiastic, dependable, loyal, and supportive of others, and this will help you succeed. 8. Show respect to your peers. Do not belittle their views, and avoid needless arguments and sarcastic remarks. The respect of others is the root of happiness in life and more important than how well off you are. Not only that, avoiding any unnecessary arguments and hasty judgments about others will help to boost your self-worth and self-esteem. A good working relationship with your superior means making a conscious effort to manage your relationship so that it achieves the best results for you, your superiors, and the organizations. This is essential because, at every stage, you will need his or her professional input, constructive criticism, and general understanding. It therefore helps if the relationship gets off to a good start and stems out of mutual. The following describes several tips on how to work with superiors successfully. 1. Management styles are the decision-making ways or characteristics employed by the superior as they relate with subordinates. The organizational culture, the nature of the task, the nature of the workforce, and the personality and skills of the leaders are the main determinants of different management styles that can be used. There are 4 leadership styles: autocratic, paternalistic, democratic, and laissez-faire. A. Autocratic style means that the manager makes decisions by himself unilaterally, and without considering much from subordinates. The decisions will reflect the opinions and personality of the manager, and this in turn can project an image of a confident, well-managed business. On the other hand, subordinates may become overly dependent upon the leaders and more supervision may be needed. B. Into account the interests of workers and business, even though it is still dictatorial. The leader explains most of the decisions to employees and ensures that the social needs and leisure needs are always fulfilled. It may help to compensate for the lack of employee motivation due to autocratic management style. Communication is generally downward, but feedback to the management is encouraged to maintain the motivation. C. In democratic style, the employees were allowed to participate in the decision-making process and the decisions were made and agreed upon by the majority. Communication is extensive in both directions, from the subordinates to leaders and vice versa. This style can be particularly useful when complex decisions have to be made that require multi-skilled experts. D. Laissez-faire style is when the role of the leader is unimportant and staff manage their own areas of business. The leaders therefore refrain from the duties of management and delegation consistently happens. The communication in this style is horizontal, which means it is the same in both directions. However, very little communication occurs in comparison with other styles. 2. Clarify your superior's expectations of you. Confusion minus edification is almost always the same as procrastination. Some clear direction can go a long way in helping you achieving your goals and meet the expectations of your boss. Whether driving in your car, putting together a cabinet, or trying to complete a report, it always helps to know where you are going and how to get to the desired destination. If you find yourself confused or unclear about how to start or continue a given task, do not hesitate to ask for clarification. 3. Be reliable. The fact is that bosses require cooperation, reliability, and honesty from their direct reports. Managers, for their part, depend on the employer to make connections with the rest of the company, to set priorities, and to obtain critical resources. 4. Be thoroughly loyal. Always be honest and dedicated employees. Never talk about your boss to colleagues in the office, and never go around when you have an issue. If there is an issue, sit down and talk with your boss. Being respectful and loyal employees and keep the conversation between the two of you. Lack of trust and confidence can severely damage your relationships and career. 5. Demonstrate initiative. Many people see the initiative as a secret because they could not understand how it is measured or what will happen. Unfortunately, the initiative is often a step that your boss will consider when adjusting the final score on the annual review. Initiative is often misunderstood because it is not about meeting performance goals, it's about going the extra mile. 6. Keep your superior informed. Bosses are not all the same. Their personalities, individual needs for information, and a sense of what they need to know are different. We can be precise, try to tell them everything, but we risk coming across as unsure of ourselves and always seeking their permission. 7. Provide solutions, not problems. If you want to stand out as a valued employee, do not bring the problems or issues to your manager but bring him a solution. Why? Because there are too many problems for managers to solve all by themselves. That is why you were hired. So do not become part of the problem. Be a solution-generating worker and you will increase your value to your manager and to the company. 8. Help your superior to succeed. When your boss succeeds, not only does he or she gain a better reputation, so do you, and it also usually means your team is doing better work. We all owe it to our bosses to give them feedback about their performance, especially negative feedback. 9. When you question the judgment of your boss, or if the issue is about something you feel you cannot let go, have the courage to disagree. Having a mature and professional dialogue openly can provide a useful lesson for all involved. LT is a good practice to voice your opinion. If you disagree, keep the following in mind: that you are both right and make your stand known to superiors. 10. Maintain open and honest communication. Openness in communication requires both openness and transparency in the delivery and receiving of the messages between superiors and subordinates. LT does not matter whether the news is good or bad. Transparency or honesty in message delivery is important. Certain types of messages facilitate open communication. Supervision is better for both superiors and subordinates when they encourage or reciprocate, rather than give a neutral or negative. The figure describes several characteristics that employers value in their employees and some features that can be shared and possessed by all. 1. Positive attitude. Positive attitude person always looks for the best qualities in those with whom he or she is working with, willing to take on challenges, and strives to find ways to accomplish even the most tedious tasks without complaint. This positive attitude affects the relationships with coworkers and supervisors, the way of viewing and feeling about the tasks that were asked to be accomplished, and employment satisfaction itself. 2. Dependability. Most of the time, your colleagues and manager rely on you to accomplish responsibilities associated with your job. It is your efforts that contribute to the success of others. Being dependable means that you do what you say you will do. 3. Continuous learning. Are you willing to take the time to learn new skills and thus make yourself a more valuable employee? This does not mean you have to return to school. Continuous learning enables you to increase the contribution you make to your company. As such, asking questions, attending training programs at work, and reading books are all counted as learning and help you become more valuable in your current duties. 4. Initiative. Take the initiative to do things better. Provide insight into the kind of person you are. While there may be a specific task you were given in your work, there are opportunities to do more. Apart from doing things the way they've always been done before, share your new ideas with your employer and make a case for the investment even though your idea is not accepted, and you will hope, at least you have done your best and learned from it. Give yourself a chance and T1Y new projects. You will be amazed at the impact it will have on you and the new skills you will learn. 5. Cooperation. The ability to get along well with others is one of the greatest assets a person can have to help them succeed either in working relationships or otherwise. Being together with the team and having the ability to share your true talents and potential with others enables you to create a better working environment, and your employer will be grateful, even though you may not have all the skills required for it. By helping your team get along, you will make your company a better place. Getting along with customers is a skill that may be challenging at times, but it does not need to be difficult. The following are several tips on getting along well with customers. 1. Know the client. Take into consideration the history of your customer, the current size of the business operations, and the key executives' names and contact within the company. Learn about the industry in which the client participates, as well as the role of the customer within that industry. This will provide a significant impact towards your success. 2. Identify customer needs and wants. The needs and wants of the customer can be fulfilled by using dual processes, interact with customers, and at the same time making use of background research. By using these two approaches, it allows us to meet the identified needs and anticipate future needs and present the customer with a solution before there is an opportunity for customers to look elsewhere. 3. Maintain multiple lines of communication that the customer may use. Multiple lines of communication tools like telephone calls, site visits, mailings by post, offer email, instant messaging, client forums, and online access to customer usage and billing data provide some flexibility. For the clients who dislike phone calls, they can still be contacted via email and they can participate in ongoing interaction on the terms of products or services provided. 4. Provide full disclosure when interacting with a client. When interacting with clients, be honest in those communications and set reasonable expectations for getting back to clients if you need to do some research before making a response. By being honest and reasonable with the clients, it leaves the impression that what the customer thinks matters greatly and the customer is in fact your priority. 5. Actively seek customer feedback. After providing customers with the products or services, seeking suggestions on new features or products that would interest the customer, as well as critiques of current products and features are the required things to do. Listen carefully and respond politely to ensure that the clients know you understand the suggestions or critiques that have been given. Thank the client even if the comments are negative. 6. Do not argue with a client. When the customer is making a mistake, having a false assumption or incomplete information, never belittle them and appreciate the customer's perceptions and inform them on your understanding on what the client is conveying. Repeat the key points and ask if you have grasped the particulars properly. 7. Use the salutation in all types of communication. You should only use the client's first name if he has given permission to do so. If the client prefers to be addressed by the use of titles and surname, then that is the salutation that always reflects the preferences of. Generally, the definition of leadership is articulating visions, embodying values, and creating the environment within which things can be accomplished. In Islam, a good leader is said to be not free to act as what he wants and also not free to fulfill any of the desires of others. The best way of becoming a good leader is by following what had been exemplified by Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, in his kind of leadership. Act in accordance to Allah's laws. Any actions taken must be considered as the ibadah, and the main focus is doing positive actions for the sake of Allah and for the whole of humanity. There are several principles in Islamic leadership. 1. The belief in Allah and willing submission to the Creator. Allah is the main root of leadership in Islam. A committed and ethical leader in their conduct will ultimately influence the followers and shape the organization in a positive way. 2. A good leader always provides direction or a vision to the organization and his followers. 3. In achieving the organizational goals, leaders should communicate their vision to others as part of generating strong commitment. 4. Leaders also have a major responsibility in creating and maintaining the culture of the organization. As an Islamic leader, a person must possess certain qualities which are in accordance with the Holy Quran to be an example for others. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is the greatest example of an Islamic leader who possesses good qualities and become an example for others. The figure describes several qualities of an exemplary Muslim leader. 1. Ability to influence. Leaders must have the ability to influence their followers to pursue the vision of an organization. They also must have the ability to support and motivate the employees to achieve the desired goals. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, had incredibly influenced his followers, and consequently their numbers and strength increased day by day. He influenced others by setting good examples in all aspects of life, supporting and motivating his followers who were mostly among the poor and oppressed, and guiding them towards the ultimate goal, the complete submission and devotion to Allah. 2. Bravery. Although the future is uncertain, followers expect their leaders to maintain a positive outlook. Bravery is the quality that every leader must embrace, acquire, and possess. It can be derived from strong faith and belief and the complete satisfaction of one's righteousness. Those who lead can set an example by showing courage and taking calculated risks. A leader who is not afraid to face danger and inspire people to perform great feats is a great leader in the eyes of the followers. 3. Calmness. Maintaining calmness in tense situations is a very important quality of a leader because calmness is an important trait in decision-making. A true leader is able to maintain his calmness even in the most provocative situations and is always patient in guiding his followers towards the desired direction. 4. Honesty. The power or authority vested in leaders is not a private property, but a form of trust, and they should perform the obligations of that trust with the utmost honesty. 5. Possession of knowledge. Good leaders must continuously acquire knowledge. People are more likely to follow a leader's directives because they believe that this person knows what he or she is doing. 6. Strong sense of responsibility. Leadership in Islam is considered when an individual is given the responsibility to move people towards carrying out their obligations to Allah the Almighty. Leaders also bear the responsibility to guard the well-being of their people or followers to the best of their abilities. They must treat the responsibility as a sacred trust and discharge their duties in the same spirit. 7. Willingness to sacrifice. The leader is a servant to his followers. Good leaders will ensure the welfare of their followers and guide them towards good. If the leader does personal sacrifices, then his followers will also make sacrifices.
So basically boleh faham lah kan apa point dia, relationship dengan siapa. Ni sebenarnya dia refer pada perspektif pekerjaan lah, alam pekerjaan kan, subordinate dengan peers, don't step on other people just to climb your career ladder contohnya lah. Kan. Benda ni bukan not easy lah, tapi nak apa nak repel this kind of culture value bukan senang lah. Cakap memang senang kan. Kita tak pijak orang, tapi orang pijak kita. Kan, macam politik lah. Dia tak suka rasuah. Tapi dia punya lawan dia rasuah pengikut dia. Kalau dia tak rasuah juga, dia akan hilang pengikut. Pengikut dia akan lari kepada pimpinan rasuah. Dia nak jadi baik pun tak boleh. Not easy lah to do it kan. Contoh tu analogi lah. Kan. Begitu sama dengan peer. Kita peer ni maknanya kawan yang setara dengan kita lah. Dalam team. Be a good team member kan. Jangan over abuse atau mempergunakan kawan-kawan lah untuk kepentingan diri sendiri macam tu lah. Tu semua tak baik lah. Sifat-sifat tak baik. Not a very good one lah kan. Lagi apa lagi yang saya recall tadi tentang hubungan dengan kawan-kawan kan. Share knowledge. Don't keep to ourselves. So that the management will see us, not our peers. Kan. Tu sifat-sifat yang tak bagus lah sebenarnya. Kan. Dengan superior macam mana pula dengan orang atas banyak tadi kan dia kata. Kan. Tahu expectation kita apa. What our expectation. How they expect. Kita kan. Ada 4 jenis leadership. Dia kata satu tu yang paling atas tadi apa nama dia? Autocratic. One way sajalah dia buat keputusan semua kan. Burukan dia ialah employees akan terlalu bergantung pada pemimpin sampai tak boleh nak ada independent sikit berdiri atas diri kan. Paternalistik ni bawah sikit daripada autocratic lah. Dia ada juga tapi dia boleh ambil feedback juga daripada subordinate dia. Tapi decision semua dipegang lagi lah. Kan. Yang best ada democratic lah. So dia punya chain of dia punya way of communication tu from top to bottom top. Kan. Nak buat decision tu ambil kira pandangan orang-orang bawah juga. Tu dan democratic. Satu lagi laissez-faire ni highly professional lah. Everybody, dia tak ada leader dan tak ada follower dalam group tu. Semua sama level. Kan? Sebab semuanya expert pada bidang masing-masing. Contohnya ahli bedah lah kan. Dia pakar bius. Kan? Pakar jantung dan tu semua. Yang bius, expert pada bius je kan. Dia consult to each other lah. Pendapat each other kan. Ada pakar bius, ada pakar apa lagi. Pakar jantung dalam tu. Ada, kan? Bantu pada penyakit apalah. Kalau pakar kanser, ada pakar kanser sekali kat situ. Macam tu. Kan? Lagi apa? Kan? Ada Islamic ni biasalah leadership ni adalah amanah lah sebenarnya. Kalau kita tengok hari ni punya perkembangan, semua orang nak jadi leader kan, sampai tikam belakang, tekan sini sana sini kan, kita tengok kan, lompat parti lah macam mana. Sebab orang ni dia tak faham, bukan tak faham, nafsu tu mengatasi lah apa yang faham tu kan. Kita akan dipersoalkan dengan apa yang kita pimpin. Dan ada dalam hadis kan, sebab apa? Sebab pimpinan ni dia nak laba keuntungan diri peribadi dia. Tu yang silap kat situ. Kan? Dia nak keuntungan, dia punya kepentingan dia tu penting. Kan? Tak kisahlah apa saja asal campai dia punya maklumat. Rasuah-rasuah lah. Kan? Macam tu. Kan? Not easy lah kan. Kalau kita berada kat situ, kita mungkin tak tahan dengan rintangan-rintangan tu semua. Probably lah. Kan? Mungkin begitu. Okay, that's on the wrap up lah. Saya rasa dah 4.39, saya pun nak kena keluar sekejap, ada hal urusan. So, any question? Semua dah submit itu smart goal? Dah?
Dah, sir.
InsyaAllah. Saya tak check lagi. Saya check kat nanti. Nanti saya akan alarm lah. Saya akan beritahu lah. Tapi yang tak ada lagi kat situ kan. Okay. Kalau tak ada soalan, saya minta diri dulu. Petang-petang dah mengantuk dah pula. Okay. Thank you for coming. So, ni last kan untuk minggu kita jumpa. So, saya ucapkan selamat hari raya. Dan maaf zahir batin. Dan take care yourself lah. Gaya-gaya ni jangan pula apa-apa yang tak diingini berlaku kan. Jaga SOP. SOP pun dah makin longgar sekarang. Kata dah tak payah pakai mask lagi ke apa? Optional pakai mask. Macam tu lah. Saya nampak KJ jawab cakap kat YouTube kan. Okay. Saya ucapkan terima kasih banyak-banyak. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you. Selamat raya.
Alright.
Selamat raya.
Yes, itu. Pada awak semua juga.